Hello, good evening. Is this working? Probably not. We'll see.
Eins, zwei, test, as the Germans would say.
Pink Giraffe, good evening. Good evening. How are we all doing today? Good. So, we are going to talk about the AI content label, mainly, but you're all welcome to ask questions in general about YouTube. So, that's why we're here. All right. Have you folks seen it in action yet? Maybe that's a good question to start. Have you?
So do we know what the AI label is supposed to look like?
We do know. You actually remade it for the thumbnail.
Yes.
Yes. See, that's why we could probably. Oh, come on. Now you.
Audio's a little low. Okay, let's increase the audio then.
Is it?
I don't know.
Maybe a little bit more oomph for you. Try.
Okay.
Maybe I need
hello.
Maybe I need to give you a little bit of gain.
I mean, I can also do it closer on my end, just a little bit.
Oh yeah, that's much better.
Okay.
Looks fine. All right.
Good.
Cool. In any case, so we do have a rough idea on how it looks like. Let me pull up the fantastic thumbnail you made for the last video. That would be this one.
You will now be seeing the AI generated Martin.
It's oh no, it's actually the original one, but that's fine.
the original one. Well,
yeah.
The hand-drawn AI not generated.
Correct.
Salt Martin.
Let me pull up Leo a little bit smaller. Perfection. I'm just moving you around a bit.
Right. So we have
the altered or synthetic content. Correct. That is this thing here. It will pop up in the shorts feed. It will pop up on normal videos and in descriptions. And we just came out of a meeting with YouTube to answer some of your questions regarding it. And let me pull up my notes real quick. So, if you haven't watched the video about it yet, please do so. Feel free to come back after it and leave some questions. If you don't have, if you have already watched it and put down a question, let's get to answering it. So, first of all, the first couple of months will not get a penalty. That is a good thing to know and a relief nonetheless. And creators are not assumed to flag old videos. That only applies to uploads after the 18th of March. And the feature is still rolling out. It is currently at 50% and is expected to be at 100% by the end of next week. That was one of the first questions asked here. All right. Let me share my notes with you about this.
Yep.
So you can also answer some of the questions.
Oh God. I mean, I would like to just to put a little bit back. So in case you actually have missed everything about this, TLDR of this thing is that generative AI is everywhere now, and people are a bit concerned about, okay, what if the generative AI does anything evil? How can I tell that something like that when George W. Bush says that we should do, I don't know, bomb Belgrade it's another time or something. Mm-hmm. Was it Joe Biden? Which one was about that? Anyway, if any of that happens, and it is just generative AI that reads out a script essentially, that you can tell the difference, and that it's clearly marked as such, so you don't get into the don't think there's a word imminent just because some AI
Told
spit
you
out
so.
a
Yeah,
thing.
correct.
So it's really this sort of thing which ends up with the supposed to end up with these flags. So it's just putting a beauty filter on your face is not considered AI generated, even though maybe it should be. But at the end of the day, you are still you, even if the you has been processed like some cheese. Um, but yeah, if it's basically if you're pretending to be another person using AI, that's what this thing is about.
Mainly. It also is about generating fear, like fear mongering. For example, depicting natural disasters or wars with realistic scenarios. That is something they are concerned about, and that has to be
It's for
disclosed.
preventing that. It's not to
Correct.
create fear. It's to prevent fear from being created.
Yeah. Sorry. If I phrased that incorrectly. Um, yeah, that is the other big pillar this is meant to target. But of course, policy like isn't only attaching to those bits, it is also attaching to other bits. For example, um, not only will a generative voice AI be will have to be disclosed, but also, for example, if I use AI to add another language to my video. That is not rolled out yet, but we know MLA is around the corner, has been for a couple of years now, and this is something that will be part of the disclosing thing. As a follow-up on MLA, also allowed is a YouTube internal feature that will automatically flag the content as AI, same as Dream Track and Dream Screen. So if you're using any of those features, it will be automatically tagged and you don't need to tag it yourself, which is kind of nice, I guess.
The dream screen being that you just have a basically green screen but
Yeah,
AI generated, right?
correct.
And what was the other one?
Dream Track. Dream Track is basically artists working with YouTube to provide their language models so they can sing stuff in their meta.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah, exactly. Um, that's what I thought when I read it.
And this is where we get out the good old text from media theory book and bring out Walter Benjamin, The Age of Work in the the work of art in the age of classical of mechanical reproduction. I will get this sentence right at some point. Um, where the question is, what is art when it's being reproduced in AI ways or in, well, photocopying ways? What is the core of art? Would be a good question to ask, but maybe not on the stream.
Yeah.
But I have to think about this book every single time because it's published in 1925. So
It's still accurate.
still on point. Still got it.
Yeah. I'm going through my notes right now to answer maybe another question. So we already followed up with that. We followed up with that. Oh yeah. Disclosing content is altered or synthetic won't limit the video's audience or impact its eligibility to earn money. This is something we addressed today with the YouTube team, and they have said they will clarify this once the penalties will start to occur, which is going to be in a couple of months. So up until then, there won't be, if there isn't an impact for YPP, they won't be addressing it. And once it starts, like the process starts getting close to penalties being issued if you don't tag correctly, that's when they will take care of this question as well. All right. I do think that was the main follow-up questions we got for the AI content label thingy. And I do think if you have any additional questions, feel free to ask them. Otherwise, please feel free to ask general questions about YouTube. We are here to answer them.
Yeah. This is a threat. You have to answer, like, ask a question now in chat, or otherwise we will ban you. No, we
Probably,
probably won't.
probably, probably.
Probably.
Yeah. I think everyone's asleep by now.
Yeah, that's entirely possible.
Yeah,
I think it's maybe it's worth a little bit discussing like the risk and benefit of AI sort of in general.
yeah, sure.
In that, like, this is something. So putting on my other hat, I do some I do design at Audacity. So yeah, in the I'm making the tools for that you can use to make videos, or in this case audios, I guess mostly, although many people use it in videos as well.
Yeah, and
And
Audacity is a popular voiceover tool.
it's yeah, it very much is. And it is interesting to see which tasks AI is good for, and in which tasks it just kind of completely falls flat. As in, if you want to use AI to generate music, you in principle can do that, but all of the models that are available in Audacity anyway, which are the provided by Intel, all of those things are by and large not really um, usable for videos. Like, you do get some music output, but it's not the sort of music output that you can really use to make good quality videos out of them. But then on the other hand, there's also a thing called stem separation, which basically takes your voice and the background music. Like, if it's a song and there's like vocals and the backing track, it can very cleanly separate those two things out. So you can isolate just the vocals and do stuff with just that, which is then extremely useful for various sorts of content that you can be making. And
Right.
for video, it's similar. Like, the green screen AI stuff is extremely. I mean,
It's
it's
potent.
not that impressive anymore because Zoom does it badly, but
Yeah,
uh,
true.
it's a thing. Like, you save yourself a green screen. Like, you don't have to set up a studio with perfect lighting. You just kind of can wing it in your bedroom if you want to,
Yeah,
or even in public in some cases.
that's true. All right, we actually do have some questions now. So the first one comes from Emmanuel. This doesn't just apply to AI tools, but also things like Photoshop. Okay, I actually do have a follow-up on that. As you can see, this is the actual policy. I can throw it in the chat as well. And so basically, this is like stuff that needs to be disclosed and stuff that doesn't need to be disclosed. And so, as we said before, like using a green screen, perfectly fine. You don't have to disclose it. Production assistance, like using generative AI tools to create or improve video outline, script, thumbnail, title, or infographic, doesn't need to be disclosed. And that would fall. That would be the Photoshop example, for example. All right. If you're using, for example, Photoshop to generate this overlay that we are using right now, that would be something you don't have to disclose. Same goes for the thumbnail. And so, yeah, hope that answers the question. I also sent you the exact location where you can find it in the policy as well.
Yeah. And it's also interesting going over the what is not allowed part of this thing, which is in the next
Correct.
accordion thing, which does list synthetically generated music as being something that you do need to disclose. In addition to that, voice cloning someone else's voice to use for voiceover. So
Yeah.
from that, I read voice cloning your own voice for well, for example, multi-language audio. So to have a script like quite quickly translated to English or to Portuguese or whatever the case may be, that would be allowed.
Yeah and no.
That would, sorry, that Yeah.
you need to disclose that.
You definitely need to discuss for someone else's voice, but for your own voice, the way I
Correct.
read it would be fine.
But that's why we followed up with Rob earlier. So that was actually a question that was submitted beforehand. The gut feeling here would be no, you don't have to disclose it, but to be on the safe side, it would be better to disclose it for now. And if you're using allowed, it would automatically apply the AI tag. So allowed would be the AI tool on YouTube side to translate it, and that would fall under the disclosure as well. You don't have to tag it manually then in that case because allowed already tags it.
Yep. Do you want to go through the other examples as well, like while we're
sure.
here?
Yeah, sure.
So also requiring disclosure is synthetically generating extra footage of a real place, like a video of a surfer in Maui for a promotional travel video. Kind of makes sense. Like you kind of want to have the thing that you're advertising of being there, like actually exist and not be some sort of generation.
I do think that this is something that like sticks outside of the YouTube environment as well. Like false advertisement is a thing, and there are not only rules on YouTube about it, but also like laws about it. You can't just advertise something that like in the worst case, in the worst case doesn't exist, or promise something that has healing powers which don't, like the thing doesn't do any shit. And I do think there's something something further down with like you don't like something don't make it appear like a doctor said it or something like that. Let me see.
Making it
Oh yeah,
appear as hospital workers turned away sick or wounded patients.
And further up is simulating audio to make it sound as if a medical professional gave advice when the professional did not actually give the advice.
Yeah.
So
faking until you make it is not really a thing that's allowed. Speaking of the a thing that doesn't actually exist but AI generated, do look up the Glasgow Willy Wonka experience. That has been a news story. I think last month or so.
Yeah.
When basically a guy, which as far as I can tell from the corporate register was actually just a guy, had an AI generated like chocolate everywhere, like lollipops the size of buildings, and all of that. And when people actually turned up, they were not given any chocolate. The kids were given, I think it was 3 bonbons and a lemonade, or something to that degree. That's amazing.
It's completely stupid.
AI
Yeah.
growth can come up with.
Oh, god damn it! It's so sad to see. So actually, we do have another question from the YouTube Discord. Is there a way to filter all videos by non-AI? And as far as I know, there isn't. So this is just a label, not a filter, right? So it just tells you if something was like touched by AI in a synthetically way or in a way that can be misleading to the viewer. And there is no filter to like, I don't want to see anything with AI in my feed.
Actually, YouTube does have search filters, which are very well hidden, in my opinion. But they do not have negative search filters. That is to say, you can filter on YouTube that you want to get videos only in 4K, but you cannot say I only want to see videos that are not in 4K. So that they would need to revamp the filters for that, like to make that happen at all. Which, well, I personally hope they do, because filtering search results is something I find useful to find the right content.
Yeah.
Which I don't know.
YouTube has. I do think doesn't Google have like search parameters as well? Like if you write like dash something, then something.
Yeah, you can say minus
correct.
something to exclude it, but it doesn't work. Like YouTube's filters are not part of the search query. applied afterwards. So
Yeah, true.
it does actually the minus. I mean, maybe minus AI would work, but
Yeah.
the filters it does have are not negative filters. Which I know. I think like if anyone at YouTube is listening here, this would be some feature that I would like to see.
You know what? We'll just note it down and share the feedback. So this would be a feature request, add a filter to out AI content if users don't see it. Both for recommendations and search. All right. Yeah.
It is the algorithm. Hopefully, the algorithm picks up well enough on your preference to not watch them. That is a hope, to be sure. Given the past experiences I've had with like let's say creative websites which have a tendency to that they used to be like user generated to the bone and then suddenly have pivoted to being an AI website. My hopes are not too high that this will actually be the case.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't
And
think
also
so
it
as
does
well.
depend on the tagging, which is yeah. But maybe, just maybe, the stupid AI voice reads out Reddit post shorts will stop being recommended. That would be amazing.
Yeah. I mean, to get back to the monetization part of the questions, that is something that is highly in the terrain of reused content. And
Oh yeah, that absolutely, yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's not your own story. You don't even bother to read it. And yeah, it's no, it's just
Yeah,
bad.
you literally can just fully automate that.
Yeah.
Like that, you can just have a bot that scrapes Reddit, uploads it, like does the AI voice over thingy, uploads it to YouTube, and just take whatever top story is on whatever subreddit is popular today.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Yeah, that's
and
that's
and and
horrifying.
and if you want to be extra spicy about it, you can like do like the am I the asshole thingies with the what do you think in the end, so you even get genuine
Engagement, yeah.
user engagement on it. It's
Yeah,
it's
that's
stupid.
pretty awful.
Goodboy also wants to opt out of AI videos. Yeah, understandable. Absolutely understandable. All right. Did we actually miss something? Making it look like a real person has been arrested or imprisoned. Whether that's also like all the faking stuff. Like this one is phrased weird. Depicting a public figure stealing something they did not steal or admitting to stealing something they did not make that admission. Like, why does it need to be a public figure? Like,
I mean, it is an example, so
yeah, it sure is, and I do think they have like example of contents. Um, Keep in mind the above list is not exhaustive, so probably like a private person admitting to stealing something that they actually didn't steal would fall under that
yeah.
as well. And mind you, this is still something that is allowed to be on YouTube, but needs to be disclosed as AI content, right? So
Mhm.
you could still upload it, but you have to disclose it.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. This certainly interesting times we are in, to say the least. All
Yeah,
right.
I'm not looking. Oh, hello. So I wanted to zoom into the stream preview. What I did instead is that I deleted the stream and now only have the chat on my thing instead of the video. Good job,
As
YouTube.
as long as you haven't deleted the stream, that's like ended it. That's fine.
No,
You-
it's just the chat now has taken over the spot of the video. Hello, chat.
oh, that's totally fine.
Just quick reload has fixed that.
So creating evidence is allowed. That is not going to be a rabbit hole in the future. Yeah, streamers live, cool. Yeah, that is something like that needs to be dealt with by the law, in my opinion. Like if you use AI to generate evidence, that's like evidence tampering, in my opinion. And yeah, there needs to be accountability for people who do that, in my opinion. But yeah, that's probably going to take another 10 years until lawmakers actually get targeted by this.
The AI law did just pass, I believe, in the at least in Parliament. I'm not sure it's through the trilogue yet.
Is it?
I don't think it is. That would surprise me if it's already
would it be Germany or would that be EU?
EU AI Act. And I have to admit, I did not read it so far. So I am just currently looking at the europal.europa.eu page. The fuck are they doing? So they... Yeah, no, this is big people things, I think. So like actual business, unacceptable risks to infrastructure, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But maybe it's in here, but not in the overview. I should have looked this up. I kind of forgot that it was happening, and the trilogue will change that anyway.
Yeah, but I do.
We should make a video once that thing is through the trilogue because it's an interesting regulation.
It is. It is. Yeah, I do think that the grade of autonomy is like playing a big part in that. Like, for example, using ChatGPT isn't really like autonomous in that way, as a user has to ask something, or like there has to be a query to the ChatGPT, for example. And for everything you do on YouTube with AI, that would be like you would have to use Dream Track, you would have to use Aloud, you would have to use like manually do those things. So I don't think that is going to be impacted by the EU AI law at all. Like just from the first glance at it, right? But yeah. 11th of March, updated to see the final. But this is just like the proposal, right? Seems like it, yeah.
Oh, hang on. Is this already through trilogue? Is it? What EU law stuff is already so difficult because you see the news. This has passed, and like new law enacted, and then it actually isn't for another like 2 years, and maybe it's just not through the trilogue yet. Maybe it's not through the maybe it is passed but only applies in 2 years, like GDPR did. I would like to see the actual text, but of course, that laws are not very well SEO'd. So,
let me see. Is this what you are searching for?
yeah, but that's not an official thing, is it?
No. I thought it was.
It's from the Future for Life Institute, whatever that means.
God damn it.
Yeah, so it apparently maybe has passed, but it won't like another 6 months for high risk AI, and then like 9 months, 12 months, 18 months, 24 months, 36 months until end of 2030. So it's the sort of thing that actually does take a decade after all. Right, never mind.
All right. Read a bit about the American one we posted, but that was pure dedicated to the AI companies. Yeah, yeah. It seems like this one is similarly targeted.
Mhm.
All right. So
Khan has one as well. I know that, but I don't know what's in it.
fair, fair. All right. Do we have additional questions? Doesn't necessarily need to be about the AI label. Can be something else as well.
Mhm. Would you, chat? Would you rather fight a horse-sized marten or 100 marten-sized horses?
Attempt.
It's the most important question of them all.
I do think so as well. So let me pull up the last stream actually. Let's have a look at questions I may have not answered yet. that depends. That depends of the horse, of course.
Yeah,
I
actually,
mean,
you would be lighter than like the Iceland tiny pony thingies.
yeah, like how are those massive horses called? Like Frisians?
Well, look at my horse knowledge. I know they usually come on hoofs.
Is still YouTube still working on reducing live latency for streams? I see no difference, even though you announced that some time ago. I actually haven't heard an update on that yet, but I will add that to the list of things we want to ask.
Yeah, we are also on low latency, not on ultra low.
That is correct. Let me check real quick. How much latency does this stream have, actually?
It is low.
Yeah, it has 3-second live latency for me.
Mm-hmm. And then for viewers, it probably would be in the 8-ish seconds.
Yeah, it depends on buffer size, of course, and
Yeah.
connection speed. I don't expect them to go ultra low quality on my live stream.
Oh fuck! Did I say ultra low quality? Yeah, ultra low latency, of course.
Well, obviously we have talked to Neil about your live streams, and we decided you are only getting AVC1 from now on, and it doesn't matter what you send YouTube. It will be converted to like an artifact mess.
Yeah. That's actually this is a video I found. It of course is Bad Apple, which is entirely just a black screen, and the video data is in the subtitles.
Damn it.
Which this is text P is now a thing apparently.
Oh, that is a very interesting approach. Very artsy. That's the
It is
creative
very,
director
very
talking out of you.
it's not even my idea. So TextP was a YouTube April Fool's joke. Do you remember April Fool's jokes? Those were the days.
Yeah.
What was a YouTube April Fool's joke way back when? And I believe all it did back then is that it actually did just put like random letters over your screen that had like transparency, so it looked as if there was everything was pixelated, but in essence it was just actually 240p but with a shitty filter on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
That said, the very first I think it was a CT scan was actually just text characters printed out. So there is some prior art to just using text characters to draw video feeds essentially, or image feeds. Yeah, and of course, if do look up xpixmap, which is a format like an image format that's as old as BMP basically, and the way that works is that you just type in the image with your editor and then define what character means what color. So that's basically ASCII but for pros. And that's wouldn't you know it, it's a format that Audacity uses to this day, and I have edited by hand at some point in the past, but usually I just convert PNGs to it. Yeah.
That
Perks
sounds.
of working on 20-year-old software. We will have a 25-year anniversary coming up next year. We should do something for that.
Yeah, I want lousy T-shirts for that. I worked on Audacity for 25 years, and all I got was this lousy T-shirt. Oh, God damn it.
New theater mode.
Now talking about the original Dwarf Fortress, yeah, true. Theater mode, yeah. We actually have seen some people getting the new theater mode, but yeah, Fixel showed it off some days ago. I think in the PE chat. Let me check. Copy link. There you go. Yeah. Haven't heard any news about that. Using the theater mode right now, nice. Make a screenshot and post it in the off topic for us.
Yep. Yeah, so from what I've seen, the new theater mode is pretty great. With the one exception being if you have your stream on a very big monitor, the chat starting at the very bottom is a little bit distracting on smaller streams.
Yeah, true.
Because you have this massive text box now for 5 messages. It's like, huh.
Yeah, for smaller streams. Yeah, true. I mean, could you technically improve that with Control Plus, make the chat a little bit bigger? Or would that also zoom in stuff? You want one screen or all 5? For now, just the one screen where we are on, the screen that you are watching the theater mode on.
Yeah, so the way it appears to work right now is that it makes the sidebar marginally bigger.
Okay.
But not by.
But does it increase the font size?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, that's good to hear. Yeah. And it shouldn't zoom in the player too much because that's the viewport, and that should remain unchanged, right?
Yeah, it looks a little bit funny because you zoom in and the video gets smaller.
Yeah, that's kind of funny, yeah.
That's just what you get when you do this sort of grid-based something. Just sometimes happens like that.
So it was most likely a silent launch. I don't think it is launched because I don't have it. I don't think, at least.
Yeah, if anything, it's a rollout, and possibly it's a sort of is it an experiment? Is it a rollout? Do we really know, sort of thing that YouTube does at some point?
Yeah.
Where it's they start publishing it to more and more people, and if they run into any trouble, they stop publishing it. But if it works, then they're just continuing increasing the thing week after week or day after day or whatever until everybody has it.
Yeah. Sometimes it's kind of annoying to see those rolls. So, yeah.
Especially if they take ages, which this seems to be one of them.
Yeah. It's maybe watch more live streams. I don't know why I have it, but interact and live stream yourself quite a bit. That might be prioritizing people who enjoy live streams. But to be fair, I watch a lot of I do watch a lot of live streams, but I switch accounts quite a lot. So maybe each individual account isn't getting the threshold, if there's one.
Yeah, that may be it.
Could also be that it is not on brand accounts. I would need to check that as well.
So it's entirely possible.
Yeah,
Actually, let
brand
me.
accounts. Stupid. Oh,
I have
wait,
a
wait, wait,
brand
wait.
account.
Fixo isn't running a brand account, right? No.
I have it on my Audacity account as well.
Okay. And
So
that is a brand account. Or is the account so old it still uses like the user URL?
the Audacity account.
Yeah.
No, that is new. I made that when
Okay.
I joined.
Fair. All right. All right. Cool. Yeah. Theater mode. I noted that down to ask for a follow-up.
Okay.
It's just weird that the yeah, switching.
Yes. Yeah, the YouTube chat reloads shockingly often. I feel like it's kind of weird.
I don't think I noted that down though. Maybe I have. But I will note it down now, so I will for sure have it in the notes. Chat needs to renote when switching chat modes. That is between theater and full screen.
Yes, between theater and normal mode. I think also when switching to full screen, it reloads as well. Yeah, it does.
Yeah. All right.
And switching away from full screen, it reloads. It's like
yeah, it's the whole cycle. The switching process is like reloading.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I noted that down. Yeah, don't note it down as if this intended behavior because it surely shouldn't be. I note it down as please fix. Exclamation point. All right. Cool. Yeah, that is somewhat productive. Anything else we're missing?
I don't think we have anything on our to-do list anymore.
I don't think so as well. We can talk a little bit about some impersonation and reused content cases that came through in the week of the 11th of March, which there has been some kind of adjustment in the system that a lot of big creators get flagged for reused content on their second channels, which they haven't had before. So that's a thing right now. And if you see something like this, please forward them to the YouTube Gaming Discord, and we'll forward the cases as appropriate. That was the news about that.
Oh yeah, cool.
For stream VODs, the chat also loads a bit later. So first the theater mouse has the full video, then it shrinks. Interesting.
This is something which I think is really clever from YouTube. The video loads so much quicker than anything else on the site.
I mean, it's like, a good thing, yeah.
It's a very, very smart thing. But basically, if I'm traveling with a German public transportation company that shall remain unnamed, and ends with Bahn. And it's whenever that happens, and I end up in a like low reception area, it's like I can sometimes watch the video without the like rest of the page ever loading. That's pretty impressive.
That is indeed, yeah. Also, that it prioritizes is pretty impressive. Like even when you're buffering, yeah. I mean, it is kind of cool. Not gonna lie. Belated, Bärbel. Nice to hear from you, and good evening, dear madam. How are you doing? I've heard you're on a convention right now, or at least have been the last couple of days. Chunk loading, all praise the buffer. Yeah. I'll be interested to see if you could like deload some of the stuff from your browser with an extension to have that as a default. Just load the video and maybe the title.
Oh, that is a thing. Yes.
Yeah.
It's like it's distraction-free YouTube thingy-madong. So the idea is you still can access YouTube to watch videos, but you cannot get stuck in recommendation loops and watch video after video after video.
Nice.
So basically, it's if you have trouble like getting procrastinated with YouTube, there's like just chucking it on there for a bit, so you don't have like you don't immediately fall into a YouTube hole the second that you open up the site. That can be pretty useful.
That is true. All right. Bärbel, do you have any additional questions about the AI content label, or maybe some other questions that are burning around YouTube that you want to have answered?
Burning like a lithium fire that we now will put water on to put it even less out.
Yeah. Perfectly fine. All right.
There's also oh, we have a question. Yeah, I mean,
oh,
yes.
that is actually a thing. Yeah. Go ahead. You first. I will make a.
So it would reduce overall watch time. I mean, I assume we were talking about this extension, right?
Oh, probably yeah. I mean, for sure will impact session watch time.
Oh yeah. But yeah, YouTube does have the stats on the phone. Do they have it on desktop yet? Because last time I checked, I didn't.
What do you mean?
Not.
The usage thingy.
Yeah, the mental health stuff, which they care so much about, they don't even show it to you on desktop, which mildly.
I do think that's only in the app.
Yep.
Yeah. But funny enough, we were actually talking about a similar thing with Fixel actually. So with Felix. About the YouTube home feed being empty when the watch history is off, which is kind of similar. You don't get recommendations, and you just get an empty page, and it says, "Oh yeah, turn your watch history on to get recommendations." But if you open the site in incognito mode without being logged in, you can still like get a home page, right? And it's it's a bad way to do UX in my opinion, and I mean, I get that they want to have people turn on their watch history, but it's kind of a weird thing, in my opinion, and there should be another way to do it.
I mean, they definitely should, but I also get that what they're doing is pretty effective in that they like. There's so many people be like, "Oh, my YouTube recommendations are like so awful. The homepage never shows anything relevant to me." Like, this would be a pretty effective argument to say, "Yeah, that's kind of your own fault."
True.
They could, of course, just have a little message saying, "Oh, your watch history is off. Therefore, your recommendations are just whatever default is for the thing."
Good evening, Hidden. And will there be any sort of filter or option to say, please don't show me content which is produced or enriched by AI? We have just talked about this earlier. There currently is no option. We have noted down a feature request for that. So it has been forwarded by Fixel, I assume. Who was the person forwarding the question? Yeah. Yeah, that is a feature request we already noted down. No worries. Happy to help out here. All right.
I think that may have been it for today.
Yeah, I do think so as well. If there aren't any further questions that are coming in right now with like an objection in the chat. YouTube just added the oldest filter to the Shorts tab on the channels page. No, that has been around for ages. That has been It has been around for quite a while. They,
It was gone for a little bit, but yeah, it's been back for quite some time again.
Yeah. I do think we talked about it on the patch rundown. I don't think we made it. We made it into the thumbnail, unfortunately. No, let's filter for playlists.
They did on the other tabs, but never on shorts. Ooh.
Okay, that is weird.
Maybe.
It has been rolled out for quite some time. I'm very sure of that. That is not something new.
Yeah.
Oh.
Unfortunately, it's not like this is some sort of desktop application where I can just load the older version and see if you're talking nonsense or you have forgotten your timeline or something like that.
I mean,
But
couldn't you go to the Wayback Machine?
yeah, but does the Wayback Machine have all these tabs listed? Because typically it tends to crap out with this sort of JavaScript nonsense.
Okay, yeah, that might be the case. I mean, it should have at least been around since last December, from my feeling.
I mean, that's pretty recent, I guess. I mean, it depends on the timescale.
Yeah,
Timescales, it is pretty recent.
True. But for YouTube updates, it's been quite a while. Like, that's 1 quarter, and yeah, that's quite a bit of updates since then.
All
right, cool. No other
Yeah,
objections or questions? Yeah, I do think we can conclude it here. Yeah, thanks for joining, everyone. Thanks for the questions and feature requests. I will make sure to post them as we speak. Maybe not as we speak, but very, very shortly. I've noted them down. And yeah, we will see us in the next patch rundown on Saturday. And otherwise in 2 weeks for some channel audits. All right.
Sounds good.
Have a good night.